Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Welcome back to the Natural Hair Movement Failed series. If you didn't get a chance to catch up on episodes 1 and 2 of this series, please go and check those things out. Don't forget to subscribe. But in this episode, I'm going to talk about my personal hair opinions that are extremely unpopular. But before I get into those, let's start off by listening to this clip.
So yeah, I'm excited to use these products and see how they work. I was blessed with my texture and type of hair. My mom actually really has African American hair. Don't take this the wrong way. Sis, my mama got naps, okay? And she be struggling trying to find the right products for her hair because she is natural. She's always like, you're just so lucky. Don't be complaining about your hair. I don't be complaining about my hair because I don't do much to it. But I will say I am super blessed when it comes to my hair texture because I be seeing my mama do her hair and oh my gosh, if I was her, I would have done the same thing and cut it all off. But she be wanting to cut it all off again after already being natural. She's like, it's just too much. And I'm just like, I don't know, mommy. Like, I don't know how to help me with that hair. Like,
Child, honestly, I can't believe we're still here. Like, we're still talking about this. Okay. I told y'all about being subscribed to women who don't look nothing like you, and them basically using you as a stepping stool, right? Y'all fetishize them. Y'all love their hair texture. Y'all love their features that look nothing like yours. And they pretend to like you too. Right? Because they mamas is black, right? They daddies is black. So they pretend to like you too, right? But then when you really listen to what they're saying that I'm blessed to not look like you. I'm blessed to not have African features like you. Let me say that again. She's reviewing a black-owned hair care company, but then saying she's glad she doesn't have black hair.
So she actually didn't say that she's glad she does not have black hair, and she didn't say that she's glad she does not have African features. Notice how these content creators, they start exaggerating and putting words in our mouths, and they're automatically making it seem like we have some sort of superiority complex over them. Also, if you listen to Brianna Monique's comments, she is just repeating what her own mother said about her own hair texture. So notice how it's okay for her mother to make those comments about her hair being difficult to manage, but it's not okay for Brianna Monique to make those comments about her hair texture being difficult to manage. So once again, we've got people policing our language. Only people with 4C hair can talk about the struggles of 4C hair. If you have 3C hair, you're not allowed to talk about the struggles of type 4 hair. Let's continue.
I was blessed with my texture and type of hair. My mom actually really has African American hair. Don't take this the wrong way. Sis, my mama got naps, okay? And she be struggling trying to find the right products for her hair because she is natural. She's always like, you're just so lucky. Don't be complaining about your hair. I don't be complaining about my hair because I don't do much to it.
Also, have you ever noticed how you're only allowed to call hair nappy if you yourself have quote unquote nappy hair? If you have a silky hair texture like Brianna Monique, you are not even allowed to use the N-word, nappy. So what we're witnessing here is the typical hypocrisy of it's only okay to talk shit about 4C hair if you actually have 4C hair. It's okay to hate yourself. It's okay to make videos saying I hate my 4C hair. It's difficult to manage. I have to stretch out the curls to turn them into a type 3C or to turn them into type 3 hair just so I can properly and evenly moisturize my ends and retain length. It's okay for 4C hair people to say that, but it's not okay to say that exact same thing if you have type 3 hair, even if you are the daughter of a woman who has type 4 hair. So your own mother can have type 4 hair, but if you do not have type 4 hair, you better shut up, sit down, and not say anything about type 4 hair. Also, this content creator is reviewing black-owned hair products. So I'm pretty sure that a content creator who is getting paid hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to review a black-owned hair product would not come onto YouTube and try to maliciously talk crap about African American hair. She herself said that her own mother is black or her own mother has African American hair. So Brianna Monique obviously identifies strongly with her blackness, which is why she was speaking using the same rhetoric that you see unambiguous black girls using. Like, hey, sis got naps, sis has kinky hair in the kitchen, sis needs to detangle her hair. She's talking in the same way that you see a lot of unambiguous women talking. And so this is the issue where if you tell people who look like us, who look like Brianna Monique, if you tell us comments like, oh, hey, you're not that light skinned, you still look black, oh, the one drop rule makes you black, then this is where you get the Brianna Moniques, because we are over here thinking, oh, okay, so since I'm still unambiguous or I'm not light skinned, brown skinned, whatever, since we're all the same or whatever, then that means I get to say the same exact things. So I can say the N word. I can use the word naps. I can talk about African American hair and the struggles of 4C hair because we're all the same, right? And this is the problem with unambiguous women trying to claim us MLS women as being exactly the same as them. This is the problem when they try to heavily approximate themselves to us, because once we start approximating ourselves to them, then we feel like, oh, it's okay to make these comments then about naps or about skin tones or about hair textures, because we're all the same, right? We're all black. We all look the same. It's not like I look ambiguous in any way. I look like the average everyday black woman, right? So why can't I make these comments about naps? So which one is it? Is Brianna Monique black? Is she a part of the black community, or is she not a part of the black community? This is the issue that you see unambiguous women going through with us all the time. You want to include us at the cookout and say, hey, no, she's a black girl, you know, she's down with us, or like she's a part of our community. Or you want to use our blackness as a humbling tactic, like, hey, Brianna Monique, no matter what you do, you'll never be a white girl, so shut up, get back into the black community where you belong. Okay, but then when Brianna Monique starts talking like a black girl and saying, oh, she got naps and, you know, she has a difficult time finding stuff for her type 4 hair. When she starts speaking on behalf of women with type 4 hair in the same way that women with type 4 hair speak on behalf of Brianna Monique, saying things like she's not light skinned or, you know, she just looks like the average everyday black woman. Okay, so it's like if you're speaking on behalf of MLS people, why do you then turn around and get mad when MLS people speak on your behalf and they repeat what you have said about your own hair texture? All we're doing is holding up a mirror to your face and showing you and exposing your own self-hatred. And it's not even something that we do maliciously or intentionally, but it's something that naturally happens when you have two communities colliding into one, and you've got these unambiguous women who just won't let go of us, MLS women. They try to pretend that we all look alike. They try to pretend that we all have the same hair textures. They try to pretend that we all have the same experiences because according to the one drop rule, we're all just black. And, you know, if you're not white passing, then basically you're just a part of the black community. Okay, so then don't get mad when we use words like nappy. Don't get mad when we use the N word then, if we're all just a part of the black community. So you have to pick a struggle. As far as the unambiguous community, they need to pick a struggle. Either pick the struggle of us being a part of your community, and then guess what? We get to talk just like how black people talk and say, hey, type 4C hair is harder to manage, so you have to stretch out those curls, you have to stretch out those quote unquote naps so that you can moisturize it properly. If you're offended by someone like Brianna Monique saying that, that's because deep down inside, you know that Brianna Monique is not the same as you, racially, phenotypically, or otherwise.
Make it make sense. She also said that she was going to try these black-owned products because she recently had braids in her hair and that her hair texture could not stand the braids, and that she left the braids in a little bit too long, so she lost a lot of hair because she had in these braids, and because her hair texture is not type 4, it ripped her hair apart. So now she's resorting to black-owned hair care, but then still shitting on black women. Okay. And do y'all know what really annoys me? It really annoys me when mixed race or other race of women, or even black women who have non-type 4 hair, it really annoys me when they act like they have no issues with their hair.
So once again, we've got Iloho exaggerating, because Brianna Monique, she didn't say that she had no issues with her hair. In fact, she just admitted that the braids caused her hair to fall out. So that's you projecting and thinking that because a person has type 3 hair that is just automatically, it doesn't have as many issues as yours. But I would argue that yes, I would say that type 3 hair, according to your own talking points in the 4C community, it seems like the other hair types don't have as many issues as type 4C hair, because I do believe that when it comes to African hair, I do think that a lot of times there's a lack of education on hair, how to care for it. I think a lot of salons do not know how to care for type 4C hair as much. And I do think that a lot of women with the 4C hair texture themselves may not know how to care for their hair. So you automatically assuming that Brianna Monique thinks that she has no issues with her hair, not only is that false because she admitted her own issues with her own hair in the video, but also that's just you projecting your own insecurities onto someone with a different hair texture than you. I have never in my life met anybody of any race who says, oh, I don't have any issues with my hair at all. No, different hair textures have different things that go wrong. And, everyone has a different preference when it comes to their hair. Some people like it to be thick and fluffy, others like it to be sleek and shiny. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right? The fact that they don't have type 4 hair, they are blessed and they have no issues with their hair. It really irritates me.
So again, Brianna Monique did not even mention a specific hair texture in her quote. She didn't say, I am blessed to not have a type 4 hair texture. Here is exactly what she said. Let me play it again.
I was blessed with my texture.
All she said was she was blessed with her texture. She didn't say that other people are like worse off than her. She was just appreciating her own hair texture. So why is it that if someone appreciates their hair texture and it's different than yours, then suddenly they're a texturist? I've only noticed this energy with type 3 women or type 2, like anyone who's not a type 4. If we like our hair textures, suddenly it's because we're a texturist. Meanwhile, I've seen plenty of women who have 4C hair. Some of them say they hate their hair, but I've seen women say, I love having 4C hair. Like, I love how big my afro is. And I don't get offended by that. I'm not like, oh my God, you're a texturist against type 3 hair because you love your 4C afro. No, that's silly. It's okay for people to love their hair. It's okay for people to love themselves, even if they look nothing like me. Let's continue.
I hate when women pretend that because they don't have type 4 hair, they are blessed, they have no issues, when I'm literally looking at heat damage on your head.
Okay, so now we've got Eloho going in on the health of this girl's hair. Imagine if I pulled up a picture of a dark-skinned, unambiguous black woman and I showed her edges broken off or something and I said, I'm literally looking at your alopecia right now. I'm literally looking at you having no edges right now. I would be called all types of texturist and racist. Let's continue.
You're literally saying that braids ripped out your hair because your hair is too thin. Complaining about your hair being too fragile. You're giving us all of these complaints, but then saying that you're blessed. So your hair could be to shit. Your hair could be as shitty as ever. Fragile as a toothpick, but because it's not type 4, you're blessed. Get the fuck out of here. No. It's like, so you feel like you're blessed because you don't have African American hair. So the women who do have African American hair are cursed? Are you saying we're cursed?
So do you guys see all this projection here? Brianna Monique literally just said, I was blessed with my texture. And now we've got a black woman empowerment content creator taking it all the way to Brianna Monique is trying to imply that women with type 4 hair are cursed. Do you see how far a lot of women with inferiority complexes will take the tiniest comment that you make as an MLS woman? They will just automatically assume that anything and everything you're saying is you thinking you're better than them. Let's continue.
Because you're the one with damaged hair after box braids. But now it's time to get petty. You're cursed. You're cursed. Look at your hair. It's broken and it's damaged from a week of box braids. You're cursed. Now you got to go and run and buy manuka honey, avocado oil, castor oil, coconut. Now you got to throw all these oils in your head because you got about 6 strands of hair on your head. You're cursed.
So do you see how this went from a simple conversation that was supposed to be educational and it's supposed to bring healing to the Black community and the mixed race community, or so I thought. And it escalated into Brianna Monique, you are cursed. Wearing box braids, now you have 6 strands of hair on your head. You're cursed. So this is why I say that this whole Black women empowerment movement, it's not about empowering mixed race women. It's not about empowering MLS women. And it's not about ending colorism and texturism or featureism. It is about simply reversing it. So instead of bullying the darker skinned unambiguous women, it is now about bullying MLS women. And like I said, this is all based on the male gaze. A lot of women who are upset about not being chosen by Black men or whatever men they preferred, they are now taking this out on the quote unquote preferences who look more like Brianna Monique. Let's continue.
You're cursed. I'm blessed because I can wear box braids. Sorry. It really be the ones that got the personality and the education of a lawn chair, but because they throw luxury on top of everything, because they have incredible amounts of debt, and they throw luxury on top of everything, they think they could just say whatever the fuck they want. No, you can't. Not while I'm watching. Sorry. I posted a photo of my haircut. My hair in its natural state, short, 4C, thick Nigerian hair. Yeah, I love her. And I'm usually so humble about my hair, but it's time. And this is specifically for my type 4C gals. It's time to get cocky about your crown.
Okay, so if it's okay to be cocky about your crown, why can't Brianna Monique or those with type 3 hair textures be cocky about their crowns? Just because someone is confident in the way they look, it doesn't mean that their confidence is based on looking better than you. And that's an inferiority complex. If you automatically think, oh, well, she only thinks she's cute because she's skinny. She only thinks she's cute because she's light skinned. She only thinks she's cute because she's mixed. She only thinks she's cute because her hair isn't like mine. Well, did she say that? Do you know what she's thinking? No, you're just assuming and projecting. I support all people liking their hair texture and liking how they look. But guess what? That includes women with type 3 hair textures, type 2 hair textures, type 1 hair texture. There's nothing wrong with a woman radically loving herself unapologetically. Let's continue.
Can we make that a thing? It's time to get cocky about your crown because we gotta let these other bitches know, because they're bitches. We gotta let these other bitches know I'm blessed. You see this thickness? You see I can get any style that I want? You see this shrinkage, but my shit is really down my back? I'm blessed. No more humbly natural. It's time to get real cocky about the crown because the problem is other women are cocky about their crowns. Who does that? You basic earthlings can never. Yeah, it's time. Now, if she can openly say that, I'm blessed to not have African American hair, what other blessings does she think she possesses? And that's where we get into colorism because colorism is never too far from texturism. Yeah, she's also thinking that she's blessed because she don't look like African Americans. This is war. This is war. We're under attack.
So, I actually want to talk about some of my own personal unpopular opinions when it comes to hairstyles and hair textures. I am actually pro relaxer, I'm pro hair color, I'm pro wigs, weaves, extensions, or doing whatever you want to do to your hair. I don't actually care what others do to their hair. I don't care if they wear my hair textures. What I have a problem with though is when you are wearing someone else's hair texture and then you go out of your way to bully someone who was naturally born with that hair texture. I think that a lot of people do this because they don't want to admit that deep down inside they believe that that hair texture looks better than theirs. By the way, it's okay to admit that you have your own beauty standard, whatever that may be. So for some people, their beauty standard for hair is 4C hair. And for others, their beauty standard for hair is type 3 hair. Like for me personally, my own beauty standard for my hair texture, it's not the same as my texture. I think synthetic wigs look better than my natural hair. And I'm not afraid to say it because synthetic hair is about 5 times thicker than human hair. The curls stay perfectly in place. They don't react to heat, humidity, or rain or anything like that. You don't have to worry about hair gel getting all over your clothes. You don't have to worry about it getting sticky and crunchy because of things like hairspray and mousse. So I personally think that synthetic wigs look better. And that's okay. It's okay for me to admit that to myself and then for me to go out and buy a synthetic wig and then move on. But what I don't do is I don't go out of my way to make fun of women who naturally have thicker, curlier hair than I do. I don't go out of my way to make fun of them and say that they're cursed or say that they're ugly because that would be absolutely disingenuous, seeing as how I myself go out of my way to purchase synthetic hairstyles that are 5 times thicker than my own hair. I don't make fun of women with thicker hair than me because I know that deep down inside, my personal beauty standard is having very thick, yet loosely curled hair textures. So you don't see me making fun of women who have that hair texture. But what I've noticed with a lot of women who have a 4C hair texture or women in the Black empowerment space is they will go out of their way to make fun of us ladies who have type 3 hair or like finer hair, silkier hair. They'll go out of their way to make fun of us while simultaneously trying to look like us. And that is what exposes them as being jealous. So when it comes to my unpopular hair opinions, I am all for if women want to get relaxers, that's their business. Like if women want to get a Jerry curl or dye their hair a particular color because they like that color better than their natural hair, that's fine. As long as you don't make fun of or start bullying other people who naturally have that hair color or who naturally have that hair texture. That's all I care about on this channel. I care about people paying their exotical tax, which means admitting that you find us to be pretty, admitting that you think that we are beautiful, admitting that a lot of the styles and hairstyles and stuff that you do are based on our phenotypes, admitting that we are the blueprint for some of your hair and makeup looks, and then simply moving on. I think that that is the most mature thing to do. It's not saying, "Oh, well, Brianna Monique is better than me because I like her hair texture than mine, better than mine." No, that's not what you're saying. All you're saying is, hey, you know what? I really like how her curls fall down her shoulders and stuff, and I want to have that look for myself. So I think I'm going to try that on my own. As opposed to, oh, well, she's cursed and this is war, and, like she's mediocre, or talking points like that. Those are the things that expose you as being a jealous person. And that's actually what exposes your inferiority complex. Because if you look at that video, Brianna Monique never said anything specifically about type 4 hair. She didn't even say any hair type. She didn't say type 4 hair sucks and type 3 hair is better. She didn't say anything like that. But people started projecting because, in my opinion, a lot of the people who were angry at Brianna Monique are angry because Brianna Monique is correct in what she's saying. They're angry because they do believe deep down inside that type 3 hair is more manageable, like it's easier to maintain, easier to grow out, and easier to retain length than type 4 hair. They do believe that type 3 hair is often shinier than type 4 hair, and that's okay if that's what you want your hair to look like. But like I said, bullying other people and trying to put them down, that's not going to make your hair any silkier. It's not going to make your hair any quote unquote prettier, whatever that means to you. So that's my thing. Like, my unpopular opinion is that who cares whether your hair is fake or real? Who cares whether it's permed or not? Because who are you trying to impress? I hear some women saying, oh, well, guys like it when your hair is natural and, like, when your beauty is natural. But you guys already know my views on men on this channel. I have decentered the male gaze, or like I try to do things from a decentered perspective when it comes to dealing with guys, because first of all, most guys are extremely fickle. They'll say, I don't like weaves, I don't like makeup. Meanwhile, their celebrity crush is wearing weaves or makeup. Meanwhile, the women that they're jacking off to on porn have on weaves and makeup. So I don't trust the male gaze or trust a man's opinion on my beauty. And also, why would I even want to be with a guy, or why would I want to impress a guy who thinks that, like, you can only be beautiful if it's just natural and if you just didn't do anything else to enhance your beauty? Like, I wouldn't even want a guy like that. I would want to be free to express my beauty and creativity in whatever ways I see fit. So that's my opinion on that. It's like, for the ladies who are just sitting over here getting mad because Brianna Monique has naturally curly and silky hair, there's no point in you getting mad. All you have to do is admit to yourself, I think that type 3 hair looks prettier than mine. If that's what you think, then just admit it to yourself. And then go out and purchase it, or, do whatever you feel you want to do so that you can get whatever hair texture you feel is beautiful. I don't always think that it's self-hatred that makes a person think that a different look is prettier than theirs. Because, for example, I personally think that being skinny and in shape looks prettier than being super chunky and out of shape. And that doesn't mean that I hate women who are fat. That doesn't mean that I'm like trying to be this fat phobic, anti-fat person. But I've noticed when it comes to black hair textures or things that have to do with blackness, if you think that curly hair looks better than all the other hair textures, then suddenly, oh, well, you're a texturist. That's why you think that. So I think that a lot of people, they take it too far when they start trying to assume that they know why a person thinks the way that they do. Because you don't know why Brianna Monique likes her hair texture. Maybe she likes it because that's the hair texture she was born with, and it's easier for her to just style her hair than it is for her to try to get an afro and stuff like that, because her hair texture is not far from mine. So it's like, in order to get an afro, you'd have to like try to blow your hair out. You'd have to try to do all of these things to manipulate it into more of an afro texture. So maybe Brianna Monique is just like, hey, I'm just going to embrace whatever my type 3 curls are, and I'm just going to wear it like this because this is the way that I like it. And that's okay. I believe that beauty should be something that is more of an art form as opposed to a competition for the male gaze. The only people that would get mad at Brianna Monique or women with type 3 hair textures are the ones who feel like you're gaining the black male gaze. I noticed that that's what this is about. That's why people are trying to come really hard at women who have naturally curly hair, and then they're saying things like, "Oh, well, he wouldn't like you if you didn't have that hair texture. He wouldn't like you if you didn't have that skin tone. He wouldn't like you if you didn't have that body type." It's like, okay, but I do have that body type. And also, why is my beauty only defined based on the male gaze? So I think that when it comes to the colorism, texturism, featurism argument, a lot of it is centered around the male gaze. It's centered around romantic relationships and what a black man thinks of you. And so the women who feel like black men, dark skin, unambiguous black men in particular, the women who feel like those men don't like their hair textures, they are the ones who are projecting onto Brianna Monique, because Brianna Monique also dates black men. And I noticed that some of these content creators were trying to like bash her and say, "Oh, well, she slept with so and so NFL players, like some black guys or whatever. Like she dated this unambiguous black man, football player, and she's basically a hoe." So, okay, obviously you care about who she's dating, who she's sleeping with, and you seem jealous that she is dating these unambiguous black men with money. So just admit that deep down inside, that's what you want. You want an unambiguous black male NFL player with money, and then just go out and get your bags and do what you need to do to get that. It's easier for you to just focus all of your energy on leveling up yourself however you see fit rather than trying to tear another woman down. Anyway, what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comments section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.